Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We stream it live on the Miguel and Holly Facebook page and on our YouTube, which I encourage you to please go take a look at our YouTube shorts.
You're doing a lot of hard work.
It's sort of like my secret project, trying to get our YouTube to be a little more robust. And we've gotten some followers. So go take a look at our YouTube shorts, please. Also, our Instagram, obviously, where Kelvin is always uploading stuff. The Miguel and Holly TikTok, where Holly's always uploading stuff. So just engage with us. We want you, please.
Yes, we want you to.
And then also on Sunday, Holly, you have a special Miguel and Holly Uncensored Sunday sessions.
I do.
She sure
I do.
does.
I wasn't going to,
Yeah.
but actually, and I don't mind, by the way. I do feel a little bit bad for Kelvin because Kelvin was going to go because he had a reason.
Yeah.
And then Jacob 2 times.
He ended me.
He did.
There's
I mean,
always...
he made the case. Like, it's Mother's Day.
He did.
I'm a mother.
Yeah, on RuPaul's Drag Race, there's always a part of the season where they say the library is open, where they pass around glasses and you get read in the gay world.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
They dress you down. They tell you off. They read you for filth.
Yes.
Jacob 2 times just read Kelvin for filth.
Like, that's Miguel and Holly history, I feel.
It is.
He
It's
didn't miss a word.
It's Jacob's 2 times history.
I mean,
That man did not stutter once.
No.
He
listen,
said, I said what I
if
said.
it's a good read, I can never be mad at it. If it's good, if it's funny, if you got Miguel, like, it's,
took you down.
you're good.
So all that to say, I'm gonna be going on Sunday.
Yes.
But it actually works out because it is Mother's Day, and I have a few things. I've been waiting weirdly to talk about my mom because that's one of the many tenets that I want to bring in with my podcast. And I was like, oh, actually, it's Mother's Day. What better day than to do this? And I got a fantastic voice note from a fan member named Stephanie, who has a question about being a mom herself. And it's a very, very heavy, but also insightful, but also so real. It's such a real question. And I was like, oh, the heartbreak I feel. And so then I kind of answer that question that she had and give some advice too. So it's a mother loving episode on Sunday that we're gonna do all this, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you can catch that around noon on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And of course, like we always say, slide Hits 96.1 into the presets because it helps us. Please, thank you so much. Our contract's up next year, so do it. Thank you.
Can I tell you, I listened to the last podcast while I was working out, and I just busted out laughing when Holly was like, please put us on your... It's so funny.
Listen,
No, but really though, like if you haven't done it yet and you love the show, do you really?
Right. Listen,
Do you
everybody
want us to
has
have jobs or not?
everybody has Matrix they're judged by. We're judged by that. So put us into your presets on the iHeartRadio app.
It's a new thing, so that's why we're kind of like, please.
Yeah. Please. All right, so let's go ahead and get started after begging. So, Worker Stacy!
Hi.
Hi, how is
Hello.
everybody?
That hair is...
I know your hair's looking luscious, lady.
Yeah.
It's so big and so long.
Yeah.
How's everything? How are you guys? I feel like I haven't seen or talked to you in forever.
I know it's been a minute. It's been a busy past couple of months, but it's been great. We had our festival here in Charlotte last weekend, so things are great. How have you been? We haven't talked to you in a long time.
I was gonna say, fine, everything's great. Business is popping, health is good. You know, the world around us is crumbling one by one, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm glad to hear that your health is good. I know you had been having a lot of lows.
I'm so over this. It's like the one thing that people don't talk about, and it's like, oh, everybody should be private about mental health, pregnancy loss, and physical health. It seems to be like the big no-nos. No one's supposed to talk about how you're feeling. No one's supposed to talk about any of this. And it's been interesting because I've been talking a lot about the struggles of lupus. I mean, so many people struggle in silence. And
Mhm.
it's been a real thing. So, Holly, you and I we talk a lot, but I've been doing the keto and the intermittent fasting because I was reading a book called Fast Like a Girl. Dude, I've lost 17 pounds. My
Hey!
Get it.
energy levels up. The pain is, tolerable, but not the way it was. And it's just, okay, I'm riding this happy high and I'm taking advantage of it to the best way I can. So
I love that. I love
Mm.
that for you. And I think it is important to speak on it. It's one of those things, especially with mental health too, you mentioned. And I think pregnancy loss. And it's like weird because we're in a part of time where we're like, no, you definitely should talk about your mental health. But then you do, and people get uncomfortable about, well, I don't know what to say.
right.
So yeah, it's a weird catch-22.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. And it's been so interesting because a lot of my sessions, a lot lately, guys, it's scary out there. And I can say that because it's a safe place here. But the government, everything, it's like this is the more time than ever to just love, 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 to be kind. And, we can't be a big voice right now, but we can in our own way by being kind to people and just being the love that we need as a nation right now because
Yeah.
it's scary as anything. So,
That's the message to
Mhm.
take forward, is to be kind to one another, because
Yeah.
we're all experiencing life for the first time together.
That's right. That's right. So, do you have people I can talk to today? Because there's somebody's dad that is like on me like no one's business.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. So if you're new to the Miguel and Holly Uncensored podcast and you're new to the Platypus Posse, we need to reset this up because we haven't done it in a while. So at the end of the show, or just randomly, we just throw out the number. We say, hey, if you want to get a reading, call us up, and boom. So we haven't talked to these people outside of Kelvin getting their information to get them on. You haven't talked to them because these are people in Charlotte. You're in Florida. So let's introduce everyone to Elise. Elise, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, what part of Charlotte are you in, Elise?
Mooresville.
Mooresville. Okay, cool. So here's how this works, Elise. Holly, Kelvin, and I, we literally turn our microphones down, and it is as if Stacy is sitting in your living room like she did the very first time I met her, sat across from me at my dining room table, and then just let it rip. So it's just you and Stacy.
Great.
I was going to say, pretend that we're not actually on this podcast and we're just visiting. It's fine. Totally fine. Absolutely love and adore you. Oh my gosh. Your energy, your heart, your light is massive. Stop trying to dim it for other people, because basically the ones that think you're too much aren't there for your life. Because I always see you trying to literally balance who and what you're doing for everybody, if that makes any sense to you. I do work solely and strictly through God. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm gonna go all over the place with you today, Elise, because you have so many little plates in the air right now. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about people who've passed, and we're going to talk about an animal and a housing purchase, because there's new property coming to you. There's wealth. And I don't see this very often with people, but it's literally, I want to grab a platter. People walking up with a platter of wealth. Like, you're going to get money. You're going to be able to breathe. You're going to be able to finally go, okay, it's my time. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. Yes, it does.
Because it's just been one thing after another, after another, after another lately. And you're going, okay, God, come on. Like, what part of this am I supposed to be learning from? What am I supposed to be getting out of this? And it's not been about you. It's been around other people that you've touched, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you lose your dad, or is this your mom?
Both.
I thought so. Did he pass before her?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to know that he's okay. I need you to know that he died very peacefully and very proudly. He died with his dignity. I don't know why I need to say that to you, but I think you understand that. The other thing too is look out for bumblebees. They're a happy sign of love, peace, and from heaven. The other thing are the birds. You watch out for birds for your dad, don't you? Okay, because that's a big deal. Because I get emotional, sorry. And it's not, cardinals are, fine. Everybody sees cardinals. But you look for the different ones, like the robins and the beautiful different birds. Those are the signs of your dad. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
You look just like your mom. It cracks me up. Like, you have her face and her mannerisms, but you've got your dad's smile, and I love that.
Yes, I do.
So did he have cancer, or what happened to his chest, if you don't mind me asking? Unless I'm confusing your parents, because I can feel both of them at the same time. So it's a little confusing for me.
Chest, no.
Nobody had shortness of breath, no heart issues, nothing like that. And I'm not trying to fit.
I might have had shortness of breath, yes.
Okay. And the only reason I ask this, and I look like I'm fishing, and I'm not, but I sincerely start feeling pressure on my chest. When I receive those feelings, that usually indicates that something is going on to the relation of how they passed, is chest or heart relation, or even like cancer, like lung cancer, breast cancer, that kind of thing. But for some reason, the chest is a big. Did he also lose a brother?
Nope, he was an only child.
What about your mom? Because there's three people with you. One making a really big deal about their chest. If you can hold on to that, it's a male. So if you could hold on to that for me, please, I would deeply appreciate that. I know it sounds crazy, and it may not even be for you. It may be for the other person waiting. That has happened.
My mom's father, but I never met him.
Doesn't matter. He's part of your soul family, and he's always been a guardian to you because she asked him to be. If that makes sense, because he passed before she could even say goodbye to him. How did your dad pass? Because it's like here today, gone tomorrow, and this feeling of I left things undone.
Vascular issues, we thought it was, but we wound up finding out it was a blockage in his stomach.
Wow. And this was just one thing after another with him.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to know he did not suffer. Your mom, you took care of your mama, didn't you? You made her life so good. Sorry.
Sorry.
You let her be. You didn't treat her like she was sick. And it's like you helped her cherish every little thing in life. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you're one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. Because you just did the smallest little things to go, here, I love you. Look at the sun. Here, I love you. This is what we're going to do today. Let's listen to music.
Yep, I tried.
You didn't try. You did such a great job. I need you to know how loved she felt. I need you to know how important she felt. And I need you to know how validated she felt.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
You did such a great job. And she never questioned for a second what was going to happen to her because you kept telling her everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You did such a great job. Okay. So you have a daughter, or do you guys, is there two sisters, or what's the deal? Sorry.
I have a sister and I have 4 children.
Okay. Do you have 2 girls?
I have 3.
That's what I thought. Please understand and know one of them is a Spitfire just like her.
Okay.
And it almost feels like your second daughter. It's like boom, boom. Like, I don't know how to explain this, and I don't know how else to say it, but it's like she's her. It's the eyes, it's the attitude, it's the I'm going to say what I'm thinking without, and then being really polite about it. Because your mother she was such a beautiful person, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, she was.
She also has animals with her. She does have a cat and 2 dogs. I need you to know that. And her mother's also with you. Somebody has charms or like a charm bracelet. I want a dainty bracelet. And I want to hold on to my necklace, which makes me think of charms. So please hold on to that for me because that's really important. Okay. The other thing is like the china and stuff like that is all supposed to go to your children. Stop worrying about them. They're going to be okay.
Okay.
Is your son the youngest?
No, he's the 3rd.
Okay. What is up with this whole story with him? Because it's like, if you believe in past lives, you've lost him so many times. And that's one of the reasons why you keep going, no, he's not. No thing is happening to him. He's safe. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I do worry about him because he's, I guess, my more wild one.
He just jumps before he thinks. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything's about experience. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, he reminds me of somebody who'd be like a firefighter or an EMS person where he just goes and does, and let's go camping and let's go hiking and let's travel and what can I do? And let's go. Do you know what I mean? He's a bunch of let's go. He's phenomenal. Seriously. Would not be surprised if I saw him in Antarctica looking at penguins one day. Like, he's just that kind of person, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And he will have kids and he will settle down and everything will be settled. So who's going back to school with your kids? Because I keep seeing books and book bags. So how old are your children, if you don't mind me digging?
Oh, no, of course. 26, 23, 19, and next week she'll be 16.
Oh, happy birthday. My 15-year-old will be 16 in September. And you have a range of children like I do. I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy over here, but I love it.
No, I do too. I have 4 kiddos and they're all the same. Like everyone's almost like 6 to 7 years apart. And it's my youngest is 9, my oldest is 25. So yeah, life gets interesting. But just please understand. The other thing too is your health is okay. Your stomach, you've got stomach issues every so often, huh?
Nope.
Okay, hold on to that. Who else?
Stomach.
Huh?
I said, I have more chest issues. I don't have any stomach. My daughter.
Shut up. Hold on. Talk to me about the chest issues.
I was recently in the hospital with like blood pressure of 247 over 117 and just trying to manage things. And they found that there was a slight bulge in my aorta, but nothing major.
You're the chest. At the beginning of this, and I'm like the chest, the chest, the chest.
Oh.
You're the chest.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's been on your mind and on your mind and on your mind. And you're like, well, what is it? How is this? Is this going to affect me? Am I going to pass out? Like gone. And it's almost like there's a fear of what's gone on with your dad to happen to you. That's not going to be a thing. Okay. There's no hidden clot somewhere. It almost feels like the cartilage too in your ribs and stuff are being swollen and are inflamed as well.
Really? Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what it hurts to breathe.
Yes, absolutely. You can't get a full breath of air.
Yep. You're the shortness of breath. Oh, that's wild. Okay. Sorry. I do not take my gifts for granted by any means. They surprise me each and every day. Seriously, get a second opinion or go to a pulmonologist because I feel like you're being pushed off.
Okay. That makes sense. Absolutely.
So push more and don't take anything lying down. What kind of questions do you have?
Do my parents see my children?
Yes. And they watch over them. Your father, who's your son named after? Or at least like the middle name?
Who is what? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Who is who's your son named after?
We just named him Matthew. We didn't know.
No middle names or anything like that. Who's your husband named after? Or your significant other?
My husband is named after his father and grandfather.
Are they passed?
Correct.
Yeah. His father thanks you for being a pillar in the family.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I said he passed. He did not. His father is alive. His grandfather has passed. Sorry.
Okay. Just please understand they're saying thank you for being a pillar in the family and for always stepping up for people, even though it's not always necessarily warm and happy, if that makes sense.
100%.
Okay. So do you have any other questions at all?
Do my parents see my granddaughter?
All the time. And butterflies and ladybugs are a thing with her for your mom.
Okay.
She's always there.
That was my daughter always wonders, do they know she's here?
Because your mom was like another mom to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so important because your mom reminds me of my mom with my kids. And I always often wonder like, okay, does she see my granddaughter? And it's that same feeling of like another angel kind of a deal where your granddaughter, dance. She loves to dance. And it's like your mom twirls her around in heaven, if that makes sense. So just please know she is with her.
Right. That makes me happy. I have to tell my daughter, thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now that we've been eavesdropping, Elise, thank you for allowing us to do that. I have a couple of questions for you. Can you explain the birds and the significance behind that?
I search for them. It's the funniest thing. Like I unfortunately I sense my father and feel my father more than my mother, but whenever I'm driving, I'll be thinking of them and I talk out loud to them all the time. And then one comes in front of my car. The next day, at the moment I'm thinking of them, here comes another one in front of my car or sitting in my window looking at me or.
Do you want to know something I was thinking about, Elise? And this is a perfect scenario in this situation. I don't feel my mom. She died 3 years ago, and me of all people, I don't feel her. The only time I ever feel her is when I'm with my daughter, my oldest daughter, Emily. I honestly believe that there's those soul connects. And even though, yes, she was your mother, I feel like she's more with your kids.
Okay.
And that's why you don't feel her as often as you feel your father, if that makes sense. And
No.
you and your dad have a different type of soul connect. And that's why he kind of watches over you a little bit differently than your mom, if that makes any sense. It's not about love of less, it's about that connection and soul
Oh,
tie.
it makes absolute sense. My dad was my best friend since I have a memory.
Okay, that's awesome. That's so cool. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Miguel.
And then final question, Elise, the China. Stacy said something about China, and then I saw something on your face, but then she kept moving on. Do you remember that?
I have her china. She used it every holiday, every special occasion, and I have that in my cabinet now. Which
Use it. You were afraid to. Use it.
I don't use it. I don't. And I always used to use china for holidays, and then I just kind of stopped. And I have hers that I eventually will give to one of my daughters. I don't know which one, but whichever one put me in a nursing home.
Okay. Mhm.
But,
I love that.
yeah, absolutely. She loved it. She loved going big for holidays.
What a great reading.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Elise, thank you so much. You're anyone who listens is in the Miguel and Holly fam, but once you come onto the podcast like this, you're now in the Platypus Posse. So you
The
were in
whole
the
thing.
inner sanctuary. So welcome.
I'm in the circle.
Yes. Well, thank you,
you.
Elise, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Stacy, if you don't slow down,
I know.
I don't think she can slow
I
down.
kinda like it.
I was like, wait a
I
minute,
kind of like it.
because I can see her, and I was like, wait, I need to know about this China, because I could see her face, and I was like, what? The birds? What? That's crazy.
Because if you don't say it out loud, then you just lose it, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and see how sweaty
You
I
have
am
to.
because I'm just
Yeah.
like all the energy. See how red I am? It's that energy, and I haven't been doing this. Oh, there's heaven. No, no.
The house phone. I always think of Scream when I hear that.
Oh,
Right?
God.
Oh.
Hello, Sydney.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Classic.
All right. Well, that was great. Well, let's wrap up our Mother's Day edition of the podcast with fam member Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
Hey,
Hello.
How are you now? Tammy, what part of Charlotte are you in?
I'm in Maiden.
Maiden. Awesome. Well,
Maiden.
Tammy, you heard our spiel to Elise. It is just you and Stacy. We turn our microphones down and we're not even here.
Okay.
Hello, Miss Tammy. How are you? Uh-oh.
Wait, I think
Are
she
you-
froze.
Wait,
Oh, there
there
we
she
go. We
is.
got it.
Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I am so wonderful, and getting to listen to that first one was just amazing, like just crazy.
I love you. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the deal. I do work solely and strictly through God. You're always in charge of your own fate. You're always in charge of your own destiny. Oh, you're like a tossed salad. Here's the dealio. Keep going with your faith. You've been really deep in prayer and you've been really deep with talking to God a lot, especially when you're driving. Continue. Okay. Continue. Because I don't know how to explain this better. And yes, I'm going to probably say too much. I'm sorry. There's a massive blueprint in front of you. Like you're planning out the next 5 years. And I see like wealth. I see new home. I see like you're moving forward. It's not necessarily a moving location, but I feel like all these improvements and all these changes coming up for the better in the next 3 years. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. It's a blessing. I don't know how to explain it because it's like you're closing one chapter of your life to open up another chapter of your life. And the second chapter is going to be about travel. It's rebirth. It's finding yourself and finding others and making those relationships that you're already close with even closer, if that makes sense. Like God is literally working in your life in a beautiful, beautiful way. Okay, so let's talk about the different changes that have happened. What's going on with work? Because do you work with your own business? Do you run your own business or are you just boss lady with what you do?
I'm just boss lady. But we've
You're
had a lot of changes at work, so
amazing.
it's crazy.
It is because it's like and it's but you're so kind to everybody that you come across. Like you're not nasty, and people love to work for you and with you. So continue to do that. The other thing too is, so do you have 3 kiddos that you juggle as well?
I do have 3 kids. I do.
Okay, they're wonderful. They're happy. They're healthy. Your whole life has been work and then the kiddos because I keep seeing you traveling and doing all these things for them, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Which one are you super, super worried about? Because there's all this reassurance I need to give you that they're going to be okay and get through the things they're going through right now. And it's one of these things of like, you have to know that literally God has them in his hands to let you
That's
know.
my middle child. I said, you were spot on.
Because there's all this fear of what are they going to do? Are they going to be okay? Is this all going to be all right? Yes, everything is going to be okay. They're going to get through this. How old are they? If they don't, you don't mind me asking? Sorry, they make me really emotional because their heart just,
No. So I have a 17-year-old and my middle one is 24 and then my oldest is 28.
okay. What is going on with the 24-year-old? Sorry.
I think she's just trying to find herself.
She's put so much pressure on herself. And when she watches this, you can tell her I said that. Ma'am, I'm watching you. It's this whole thing of the expectations. Expectations are planned disappointments, and she needs to understand. And it's so hard when you are that age because you just think you have the world figured out and it's at your fingerstep. Oh, it's right there at the doorstep. And what you don't realize is you don't know who you are until you're in your 40s. Like it's just part of the journey. And the 24, she is in this place of literally she's a flower. Like there's so much to happen for her. And what's going on with the relationship aspect? Because I need to tell her that's going to be okay too. So
I
please,
don't know. She's just a little distant, you know?
yeah, she is, and that's just the way she's going to be. It's the way it's just who she is. It's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of your parenting. She's literally like a little buzzy bee flower. I don't know how else to explain that, but she has to do her own thing her own way.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to be successful and she's going to be okay mentally and emotionally, I promise.
Yay.
Okay. Does that make any sense to you at all?
It does. It does.
Okay. So your mama, is she passed?
She is.
Okay. It's all this whole remorse for not being able to say goodbye to you. Like, did but you got to say goodbye to her, didn't you? Or did you walk? I don't know how to explain this, but it's like she passed either when somebody walked out of the room or she passed in her sleep, if that makes any sense.
It does. She did.
Okay. I need you to know she did not suffer, and I need you to know that she's okay. You were one of her greatest. Where did you guys live? Because she keeps showing me like you were born somewhere, and then you moved to wherever you are now. Make sense?
We did. So we were in Georgia when she passed.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys not know when she was gonna go?
No, well, she was she had cancer, so
I was
we
gonna
just
say
didn't
she
know.
was sick, but she went faster than she was expected to, if that makes any sense.
Much faster.
I need you to understand she did not give up. She just did not she hated not being in control of her body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was miserable, stuck there, if that makes any sense. And her legs hurt. And where did she have the cancer?
She had cancer. It started in her lungs, but it moved to her blood. So I think that's why it took her so fast.
The beginning of that last session with the woman with the lungs.
Yeah. I
had a feeling that was a part of that too. Because it's like everything was tight. And you prayed that we would talk about her. Like you literally prayed. You didn't say it out loud, nothing. This was all between you and God. And yeah, she's okay. Hummingbirds are a thing. Geez. So do you collect little prisms or little things little dingly things? I sound like such a crazy person and I'm okay with that. But it's like, they're not I'm going to go back to the freaking charms again. They're little dinglies in the windows or something. Did she collect that stuff or was that you?
It was her.
Okay. She loved little knickknacks. She was very whimsical in that sense.
Too many.
It's beautiful. So, did she pass before your dad?
Hmm. She did.
Not to get all up in your parents' business, but were they together their whole lives?
No.
I didn't think so. The reason I say this is, and I'm probably going to piss off people, so don't get mad at me. They're soulmates, and half the reason why they didn't work out was because they weren't supposed to. But they will always be like together in eternity. Like they're the love that they have for each other. It's the reason they didn't work out is because of their egos. Their souls adore each other, if that makes sense. So, and your dad has passed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he have a stroke, or like what's going on with his head?
What was that?
What happened to his head? Like, was he confused before he passed? Did he have a stroke? Or I just, for some reason, keep seeing like dementia, unless this is a grandparent of yours, and I'm not trying to go digging. But there's a man here that's like confused, and I keep going, oh, scrambled egg brains. Like that confused, not sure where to go kind of feeling. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
How did he pass?
He passed with complications of diabetes, but it was mostly because he was an alcoholic. So, that could be where that
That would be
scrambling comes from.
exactly why that came in like that. Because there's all this remorse and apologies for not being himself
Mhm.
and not being kinder and using his words differently, because it feels like sometimes his words were very cruel or I don't want to, I'm trying really hard not to sound like an asshole saying it like this.
It's
But
okay.
I was going to say, but he's a difficult person. And I want you to understand that there's remorse for the difficulties as you were growing up. Does that make better sense to you?
100%.
So just understand this is his way of saying, I'm sorry for putting you through the things that he put you through. Not trying to put everything on your life on blast, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
So, okay. And you have a son?
I do.
He's going to be wonderful, and you don't have to worry about him being an alcoholic or anything like that. Because that's something that goes in the back of your mind. So what kind of questions do you have for me, Miss Tammy?
I don't know. I mean, almost everybody in my family has passed away. Anything like my papa was probably my
I
most
was going to say,
dearest person in the
was
world.
like dad. Your pop was like your dad. He was that
Yes.
guy that you would look forward to. Let's go get in the car and run to the store kind of guy. You know what I mean? Let's go
He
for
was
a
my
drive.
person.
Yes. You know, and you never even had to really talk to him. You just enjoyed being in his presence. And you know what I mean? He taught you a lot of different life skills. And when he died, a big part of you died. Like that was your happy place.
Yes.
The music, he still plays songs for you. Okay. So when you hear different songs and like that old folk music and stuff like that, that's him. Makes sense to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So do you cook? The other thing that keeps driving me bananas are these cookies or cakes. So you bake, or was this your grandparents?
It was more my grandmother. Yes.
Okay. Because
I
it
mean, I
was like,
do, but she was the one.
no, but she was the one. It's Wednesday and so's coming over, so we have to bake this. Like she was always that person of like, it didn't matter if you were going to be at her house for 20 minutes. She had something on the table for you.
Yes.
And
We're always eating. Always
Yeah.
eating.
So please just understand that I pick up on that too. I want to know what's going on with your stomach, because that's still bugging me. Not your stomach. Ask your kids. Somebody, unless it's one of the three of you, Holly, Miguel, or Calvin, somebody's stomach's bugging them. It's driving me crazy. So hold on to it for me, please. Yes.
Like I'm hungry, or like there's something wrong.
No, like hungry, like eating. It feels like it's eating itself, like it burns.
Oh, then that's probably my middle daughter. She has
Okay.
terrible, terrible stomach, like antacid reflux and all that.
Thank you.
It.
That's it. I want you to talk to her about eating, changing out how she's eating, and to get on something, because it's her liver. Everything she makes too much acid.
That makes sense. And she loves spicy food, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, no. So anything else, you guys? Any questions?
no, I just want to thank you so much.
Oh, it's God. I am just the radio. Thank you so much.
You know, I got some questions.
Of course, Miguel's going to come in with questions.
Here we go with the damn question.
You
Always
go,
got some
Miguel.
questions, girl. At the very beginning, Stacy talked about some change coming up, and you were nodding like, mm-hmm. Is it
Yes.
something that you know of what's coming, or something you're hoping that's coming?
No, I think we know about it. Like our companies were just, we were acquired by another company. So we were taking on a bunch of different responsibilities and roles. And we just know there's so much change, with our positions and you name it, it's happening.
There's that blueprint, because it's like you literally are having to go through every little nook and cranny in detail and rearranging what you thought you knew to something completely different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
And then I only have 2 questions this time. The songs from your papa, what songs were they? Is it anything in particular, or is it like just a certain genre?
It's just that, like she said, that old, like country folk music, like just, I don't even know how
I
to
was
explain.
gonna
Just that
say,
old, it's got that twang.
Oh,
like
folks,
even like
support
that Kingston
certain music.
trio and that record, like that old school, like really
Mm.
No, you could only hear it on a record player.
yeah, legit.
I love it. And Tammy, what part of Georgia did you move from?
We moved from when I was with my parents, it was a town called Stockbridge, Georgia.
Oh, I know where Stockbridge is. I'm from Atlanta, so I know where Stockbridge is.
Then Stockbridge. So we were from Stockbridge.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Tammy, thank you so very much for letting us have a peek into all these amazing memories that you can see were coming back up. And some of the not so great memories, but it's still a part of your life and who made you into you. And you can just tell from looking at you that you were just a beacon of sunshine. So thank you for letting us sit in that light for just a little bit.
And thank you all. I cannot wait to get caught up on all your podcasts. And everybody have a wonderful weekend and a great Mother's Day.
You too. Happy Mother's Day, Tammy.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay. Aw.
So sweet.
There's
Both
just
of them.
something
Both of them. So
ab-
sweet.
about people named Tammy that I just love. Like, I got emotional because my Tammy and St. P, who I did
Yeah.
CrossFit with, like, I
Yes.
miss her dearly. And whenever she texted me, I was like, Tammy texted me. I love her. But you could just tell this Tammy is just, both of them, like you said, were just a ray of sunshine. Just so sweet.
They're good people.
Some
Like,
Southern ladies.
those were fun. I enjoyed those immensely.
Girl, you were on fire today, honey. You were revved up. I don't know who turned you on extra hot.
I was gonna say I'm spicy today, baby.
Zing, zing.
That's fantastic. Well, as we close out, anything that, since we haven't checked in with you in a while, anything that you're feeling that's on the horizon?
No, I mean, can we just go into that? I have to, because it's you guys and it's fun. I'm just gonna say, is it interesting that we have a new American Pope?
Yeah, I'm curious to see like a lot of my podcasts, the first one I listened to this morning getting ready, they were saying that it's like a good thing because he isn't as sort of liberal as the one that just passed, but he's like in the middle. But it's because apparently there were some people that were in contention that were like super conservative.
Very, very strict, like old school Catholicism. Because the church has changed over time. I think it's actually, I saw a TikTok where it's kind of a good thing because he's got some good, views. He's from the Augustine order, I think, which is a good thing. And I think because, keep in mind, Pope Francis, who is a fairly liberal pope, if you want to say progressive, appointed most of the cardinals that were voting on the new pope. So these are all, and I mean, not all of them have to agree with him, obviously. But I think, obviously, America is, to the rest of the world, a pretty big deal. I mean, I think that's true. I don't think that's BS. And I think the direction that America is going in right now is seen by the rest of the world as a bit toxic, if I could say.
We're a massive bully right now. It's scary.
Oh, yeah. In order to, I think, maybe taking that into consideration, you would want to maybe push back a little bit on some of the toxicity coming out of the United States right now with someone who is not going to follow that same path and agree with all of it, more so push back a little bit on it and say, this is not what Jesus would have wanted. Are we okay here? Like, that's
Really hope so.
what I'm seeing.
That's one the podcast I listened to this morning. The host, she's Catholic or grew up Catholic, and she was saying similarly, Holly, that this is not a scholarly, going to be sitting in the office, studying.
Right.
He's got some moxie and some backbone, and he's already pushed back and sent out tweets about about JD Vance and immigration issues.
Right.
So,
He was in Peru for like two decades, doing the work. That's what's cool. That was what was cool when they elected Francis, because he had been out in Argentina doing the work. And like actually seeing what it was. Not to say anything bad about any of the other popes, but sometimes it takes someone who's out in the field to really have a wide grasp of humanity.
And that's kind of what something I listened to a while ago. They were talking about Pope Francis, and saying how everyone thought, oh my God, he's going to come in, he's going to change all this stuff, but he kind of wanted to like set the table and sort of conversation started. And so then, like you said, with all these cardinals that he picked that would eventually be the Pope, then it's just sort of like a domino effect of like, let's bring the church into the 21st century. So
with open hearts and open minds.
It takes it's a big ship, okay? Like little tiny.
Was it 3,000 years has been around or something?
2,000, because the roots are from Jesus telling St. Peter, build my church on this rock. And St. Peter was technically the first pope. So for people, by the way, like, I have my certain things with the Catholic Church personally, but I do consider myself like, once you're a Catholic, you're kind of like, you have those things in the back of your mind where you're always kind of Catholic.
Yep.
And so when I saw there was some discourse online of people were like, well, Catholics aren't Christian. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, where did you hear this? Which is funny because actually I dated a boy in high school 2 times. We went on 2 dates, and then he brought a Bible to my house and was like, well, I can't date you because you're Catholic and you worship Mary. And I was like, we need to I don't even want to have this conversation with you. That's fine. Bye. But it's so laughable because the church, and there are different factions. So I'm very, very much generalizing right now, but you can date the Catholic Church back to Jesus and those first disciples. And that's who really the first pope was. And it's obviously there have been some offshoots and then some bigger offshoots, but we go back to Jesus.
Yeah.
So we're Christian. Catholics are Christian.
Very Christian.
All that to say, yes, we are.
It's a thing.
So anyway, but yes, like 2,000 years. So,
Stacy, anything else you're feeling?
Just be kind. Seriously, be kind, be open, and I know that the government is a very scary thing, and we want to post all these mean, angry things about all the things that are going on. Try not to feed into the negativity. Try to post positivity. Try to just be the change instead of encouraging more negativity. Because
I will take that.
Yes, it's harder said than done for a lot of us,
but
sometimes I gotta go low though. I can't be going high all the time.
Ooh, I don't blame you. Max
go low and then
out loud on social media right now because I'm just. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. All of this is just. These are people's lives. Like, it's not just, oh, hey, this is like life for people. I have friends and family that may be getting deported that just, you know what I mean? Like, just all of it. It's just sad. But America is not the best place right now, and we make it better. It's us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? That right there is a perfect ending point, is America is us. And we are the ones that determine its mood, its feeling, not one single person.
No. And that's the thing, that we need to remember our power. And that's why I'm saying be positive, be the change that we want him to be. So. Except
for those moments you need to be low, but that's fine. Stacy, if people want a reading or maybe to purchase a reading for Mother's Day, how can people find you on social media?
soulworkerstacyrenee.com. Book a session with me. I've got more than availability. I've got gift certificates. I've got a session special going on where it's 2 half-hour sessions for only $100. I am one of the best around and the cheapest around because I don't want to be untouchable to everybody because this is God and I'm not being paid for my gifts. I'm being paid for my energy before anybody comes at me for that. And you guys can friend me or follow me on Instagram at soulworkerstacyrenee.
Thank you, Stacy.
You guys have an amazing day. Love you.
You too. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Kelvin, how can people find you on social media?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, but truly, I just get on Instagram.
Holly?
Mine's Radio Holly, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, but mainly Instagram and secondarily Twitter. Like I really had to take a step back from Threads, y'all. That was what Stacy's talking about. I was too much in the dirt. I was in the mud, and now
You were a little piggy.
I was, and I need to just put that down for a second so I can enjoy my life.
She had to clean the muck off a little bit.
Yeah.
Step out of the mud pit.
Yeah.
You can find me at Miguel Fuller on Instagram, TikTok, and Peloton. We will see you all on Monday. And happy Mother's Day, Holly.